Thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to be drawing this jellyfish in pastel, and you can use whatever materials you have. If you just have a piece of paper and pencil, you can just follow along to get the shapes and maybe add pastels later on, or you can just watch and enjoy the process. But I'm going to be using a combination of my charcoal pencil for nice bright whites, and some chalk pastels, and then some of these guys here, these pencils. And then I'm going to use a reference photograph. And so we've got our moon jelly. And so this one, of course, is aptly named. So it's named after the moon because it kind of looks luminous like the moon, glowing like the moon, especially against a dark background. Now, this is a night shot, but these do often live in shallow coastal areas. So the background might be a little bit more blue, like in this picture of me scuba diving. So it just depends on whether it's a night shot or a day shot. But anyway, they live in many of the world's temperate oceans. So they live along our coast, our Pacific Northwest coast. And again, I've seen these in Monterey, in Central California. And they also have these at the Monterey Bay Aquarium. Now, please participate watching here online on my laptop. I'd love to see comments. Tell me if you've visited the Monterey Bay Aquarium and if you've seen the jellyfish exhibits. Now, they do have a live jelly cam that you can find on the YouTube channel. And I did share a link to that over on my private Facebook group for my students that many of you may belong to, called Christine's Nature Sketching Challenge. If you don't belong to it, you can request to join it. But so anyway, that's when I first got familiar with these guys. I actually worked at the Monterey Bay Aquarium and got my first scuba certification there. I'm both certified to scuba dive by PADI and NAUI. And I've been lucky to scuba dive in various oceans around the world and snorkel too in the Pacific and Caribbean and Mediterranean and in Asia. So that's where these guys live. So again, they're called the moon jelly for this beautiful luminescent color. Again, in many of the world's temperate seas. And they're generally shallow water coastal species. So again, they have this Medusa form that's a bell-shaped. And then what's glowing inside here are actually their gonads or reproductive structures. And there's 4 of those. So you can see 1, 2, 3. And then the 4th one is kind of blurry because it's on the other side of this translucent animal. So it's not as bright. And then they have these oral arms that come down that help them to capture their prey. They eat various plankton and larvae and small fish. And then they have some cilia that aren't showing in this picture for some reason, but they have cilia around the bottom here. And then there's one mouth. The jellyfish just have one opening. Just one opening for all the reproductive and digestive structures, and that's down below. Okay, so I see we have some comments. Hello, Elaine. Thanks for joining us. And so that's an introduction to the Cnidarian phylum and some of the species. And we gave you some pictures earlier. And then the introduction to our species, we're sketching or painting today, the moon jelly. What else about these guys? Oh yeah, these guys get up to about between a foot and 3 feet in diameter. And they can aggregate into groups of thousands. And I read an interesting fact that a group of these jellyfish are called a smack. Isn't that funny? Okay, anyway, so let's get started. Now, I am using these pastels, like I said, pastel pencils and chalk pastels, and I'm using it on this black paper. So it helps to have really good, high quality, very opaque pastels. And generally, when you pay for better materials, you're getting more pigment in the pencils or the paints, if you're talking about paints. But so anyway, highly pigmented pastels and chalk pastels are better, especially on this black paper. Now, you could use any color of paper. I actually have a whole group of other papers. I don't know if we'll have time today, but it's fun to play around with other paper colors that might look like different types of oceans, whether it's a coral reef or, up in the Arctic or in the Mediterranean. There's different colors. So anyway, we're using these today, mainly these Derwent Color Soft. Oh, hello, Judy. I'm so glad you are enjoying learning about these guys. So today I am using Derwent brand, and it's the Color Soft, they're called. I'm using some of these, and you see they sort of vary in how opaque they are. So I'll also like to mix it up with adding some charcoal, and maybe a Uniposca white pen, one of these guys, which I love, which are super opaque. And then I'm going to mix it up a bit with these guys, because these guys are nice and opaque. Look how bright those are. Really pretty. So I always like to practice with my materials beforehand and to kind of get a subset of the colors I'm going to use. And I like to have my little color picker here. I also call it the color checker or value checker. Usually I have them in white, but this one, of course, I made in black. And that's going to help me to check my values. Now, jellyfish are really pretty fun and easy, and there aren't too many rules. So that's one reason I'm demonstrating them today, because, they could be a lot of different shapes depending on if they're contracting their muscular, the nerve net to help them swim. And these tentacles can be different shapes and moving around in the water column. These colors can vary depending on whether it's a shallow, sunny day in the tropics or whether we're in the deep ocean. Many jellyfish do live at depth. So this is just real fun. There aren't a lot of rules. It's not like we're trying to draw our pet kitty cat, which needs 2 eyes and 2 ears and has to look really cute with all of its tabby colored fur, right? We're just having a lot of fun. But anyway, I do like to have these that I make just out of the whatever paper I'm using. And how that helps is that when I set it down, it helps me to really look at the various values as I'm moving around. And so it can help me to choose a value. So I can choose a pencil and I can test it to see if that's a similar value. Like this gray or this bright lilac are the main colors of the body, I'd say. So anyway, that's another tool that I use. Alrighty, so who's ready to get started? Again, thank you so much for joining me. Go ahead and put your comments in the comment section, because I am watching on my laptop, which is just to my left. And okay, so yeah, I'll set this here. So we are going to get started. And so I always start by just getting the shape. So anyway, we're just going to do this oval first. What do we notice about it? It's just a little bit taller right here in the center, and it's kind of flattened below. And maybe I'll draw mine a little bit larger just so I can get some nice details. And for fun. And if I wanted to, I could measure this and I could see that the length of my arms are shorter than the top of the bell. So we've got room here. So we're tallest up here. But again, we can just really have fun with this. This is not rocket science, but I am just looking back and forth. I think I'm going to take this off because it's making some noise. And I think that's good enough. Good enough start. And then there's this bright line here, and that's the front edge. And of course, inside here is where the mouth is, and it's surrounded by these 4 oral arms. So next I'll indicate where this bright edge is going to be. And remember, this is a real 3-dimensional structure. It's almost kind of like the same shape as this, right? So it's going to be wrapping around here, catching the light right here, and then behind here is the back part. And then we've got the arms, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 arms, but of course they're moving around in the water column. So we're going to make those sort of, flimsy. So no rules here, really. I'm just having fun with it here. That's just kind of noodling in where those are going to go. Okay. All right. Looks like you can see that. I see that here on the laptop. That's bright enough. Okay. So how are we doing here? So I might now move on to my white Derwent Color Soft and start darkening up that edge. And stopping here because the tentacles or oral arms are in front. Let me get these out of the way here. Okay, that's close enough. And then again, we've got this nice bright edge that's coming towards us. Kind of about there. Okay. And then I'm going to, just sort of, these are going to be really blurry, so I don't want to put too much detail in these right now. I love pastels because it's so easy to manipulate and modify just by blending. All right, so I think I'm going to start with my brightest colors. So again, we see some highlights along the top and here, and we see these 4 gonads, and especially the 3 that are in front, and then the one in back is kind of fuzzier. So we're just going to get some glowing edge here. And like all my tutorials, I just like to noodle things in and kind of keep going around and around and getting closer as I spend time doing it. And I'm just going to start to see where these highlights are. And then getting these gonads here. So in this species, there are separate sexes, and the male will release a packet of sperm, and the female will take it up into her body, and then she will become pregnant, and then release the polyps, which will be settling on the ocean floor. Okay. now. So anyway, I'm just sort of blocking in everything. I'm not going all the way with my values yet. I'm just kind of blocking in the areas. I also noticed there's this little edge here because there are several layers to the jellyfish. And so this is sort of the inner layer here. So you see that hopefully right there. So that's just a really light area. Okay. And so then we'll start adding some more colors. Again, this is really fun because there's a bunch of different colors in here. And so, you know, we've got this light that really looks like the edge of the moon. And then we've got this kind of lilac and gray. And we've even got a little blue highlight and some pink and some more blue and some kind of more purple. And then the oral arms are sort of purple. So I'm just going to start adding, I think I'm going to start adding this bright lilac here. How we doing? Again, please say hello so I know you're watching. Okay, so I'm going to start adding some lilac. And again, just kind of putting on my first layer, and then we'll go deeper. So I just like to get my middle values first in this case. What's nice about this is it's not like watercolor where you really have to kind of plan ahead. I'm just thinking of where I see basically this lilac color. And again, I'm going to be modifying this a bunch. See it back here in some of the arms. I don't know how well this is showing up on the screen. I guess it depends on how big your monitor is. If you're watching on a phone or a laptop or your iPad, or if you're actually on your desktop. So again, we're going to have a bunch of lilac around here. And we're going to have maybe some of this blue. So I'm going to add some, I see some. And again, I don't have to be exact. I can just kind of add some wherever I want just for fun. It's nice to kind of, you know, echo various colors around. Okay. And then I might even want to add some black. And let's see, this is a really nice black because this paper is not actually pure black. See the paper, I can actually get darker than that paper with this. So, you know, I might just want to add a little bit of that. We really want to just think again about three-dimensional form. Always thinking of a range of values. So I've mentioned the value scale before, where anything you're drawing, whether it's in graphite or watercolor, you know, it's full color or just values of black, you want to have a full range of values to really help round out your subject. Okay, and so I kind of start now. Right now I'm just in this area where I'm getting a bunch of middle values, but I really want to start pushing it now to make this look really three-dimensional by adding some highlights like around the edges here, and then adding some deep shadows here and here. Okay? Okie dokie. So now we're going to start going bigger. And I do like this chalk. It happens to be brighter, more opaque. So I'm going to start getting in there and really getting these gonads glowing here. But I do notice that these gonads are a little bit warmer than a pure white. So So we'll probably be adding a little bit of yellow to those. Now, you know, this is new for me to be actually drawing and talking at the same time. So please forgive me if this drawing isn't as accurate as it could be, but again, we're having fun. Now we want to bring these tentacles forward, or I'm sorry, the oral arms forward compared to the back there. Okay, and I think I might even see what this does. So this is a darker purple. Oh yeah, that's fun. Getting some deep. So you want to start adding. So this is going to be darker here than up there, right? Because these parts of the oral arms are in front of this translucent part, whereas this part of the arms are against the dark ocean. So we would probably want these to be a bit darker here. Almost starting right exactly there, huh? And okay, and then again, maybe some more of this purplish. And it's going to get real fun when I start blending it. Maybe a little bit of pink. I wish I had some more pink. I don't really have a good, pink. This kind of pink. Okay, how are we doing here? And then we see, yeah, this is a little bit warm, isn't it? Just slightly. There might be just a slight bit of orange here, warmed up. This is kind of a warm, yeah, there we go. And then maybe a little bit more pink. Yeah, I definitely need a pink. Okay, and then starting to blend it. So what do I have here to blend with? I could blend with this. That's when it starts getting a little bit more subtle. Because most of these are really soft. And the title of my program today was Luminous jellies. So most of these values have a really soft transition between them. And so we just want to keep things nice and soft, mostly. And so this is just kind of a back and forth process. I just like my finger. It's just more organic here. So that starts getting really fun when we get blending here. Now again, these are really wispy at the end, so they can be kind of faded out because they're going to be moving fast. So they should be blended real soft. So now we still need to add some more contrast. We want to have, again, a full value range. So I just want to keep, you know, I just want to brighten some things up. And there will get to be a point when your paper won't accept anymore. That line is too obvious there. Isn't this fun? And again, we might have some you know, we don't have to be a slave exactly to this photograph because, again, jellies can look really variable, and, you know, the photographer can be making things look different too. Maybe soften this up and back. And again, try to bring this forward more. Way. Again, this is called the moon jelly. Not because it comes out during the full moon, because it kind of looks like a jelly. I mean, a moon. Okay. So anyway, I guess you could keep working on this forever. But yeah, getting maybe blended a little bit more here. Maybe softening up that back edge. Now, a person can do some erasing. And even you can use your eraser to draw with to some extent too. And I am kind of making a little bit of a mess here. But maybe there's some other jellies in the background. Okay, how are we doing here? I want to add a little bit more. So a person could just keep working on this for a long time, couldn't they? Yeah, I kind of like that pinkish. There's definitely some pink down here. All right, how are we doing here? Anybody else commenting? How you doing? You guys following along? Yeah, it looks like, it's funny how I can see when I'm looking at my monitor, I can judge a little bit better the values, and it does seem like it is a bit more white. Maybe I can just add a little bit more here, because again, they do call it the moon jelly. Well, maybe I can add a little bit more up here. And then I can look at my monitor, my laptop, to see how it's going. Hello, Rachel. You said you're using your fingers as my blending tool is best. Yeah, I'm just trying to do that too. So Yeah, I just see some fun. Yeah, I could definitely use a better pink. And maybe I will just get this top more light because it is where the moon would be, and it's going to be darkest down here. So maybe even change that from the purple to the black. And maybe I do want to kind of show the ocean showing through a little bit more between the translucent arms, starting right there. Again, there are 4 of these arms. There we go. Liking that a little bit more. But see, remember, this should be lighter here, where the arms are against the bell. Okay, how's it looking? This is fun. Yeah, very fun. So tell me in the chat box if you're still working on this one. Now again, we've been doing this as part of World Oceans Week, which ends today. And I have been talking about the course I'm launching. So I'd love to have you guys consider it. My course is on sale for half price. The sale's been all week, but it ends tonight at midnight Pacific. I've actually got a timer, an automatic timer on the coupon. So I'm not staying up till midnight. It just automatically is going to be gone. And yeah, so I'd love to have you check it out. A course with all my courses. If it's not what you're looking for, you know, I give a 100% 30-day money back guarantee. But my course called Discover and Sketch Marine Life includes 24 workshops so far. And, you know, I'm always teaching workshops all during the year. You probably know I've taught over 150 live online workshops since the pandemic started. And maybe I might try a little bit of this Posca pen to really brighten some things up. Maybe I really want to brighten up this edge. Oh yeah, look at that. That brings that edge forward, doesn't it? Woohoo! So my new course covers marine invertebrates like the jellyfish and like crabs and colorful nudibranchs. The course also covers fishes like the Finding Nemo anemone fish and fastest fish in the sea, tunas. And I think it includes 4 different shark species. What else? And then, of course, reptiles. There are a few reptiles in the sea. So I taught workshops on the Galapagos marine iguana that I actually observed in the Galapagos. And then there's workshops on marine mammals as well. So dolphins, seals, sea lions. And these workshops are all my from my previous live workshops I've done over the last 4 years. And they've been all edited for clarity, and they've all been put inside my Teachable platform. So you don't have to, you know, register for them separately on Crowdcast, which is the service that I've been using a lot the last 4 years. But I really thought lately I would just try doing these live Facebooks because it's sort of easier for people to join in. I just thought I'd see how that works. Anyway, I'm using this fun Posca pen. And you see how that really brought this edge forward, didn't it? That's a really strong edge that we wanted to bring forward, because remember, these guys can get up to several feet across. And so this edge right here could be several feet closer than this edge behind. So that's why we really softened this back edge. And in fact, we could kind of bring these tentacles forward a bit in front by doing a few lines here. That could help bring them forward a bit. Now, sometimes it's not really good for pens like this to mix together. They probably get clogged a little bit. But hey, life is short. I can always buy more pens. Okay, how is this looking? I'm double checking how this looks on the laptop because it's sort of fun. Yeah, I notice maybe I'm a little bit dark here compared to what it could be. And again, we're just having fun, and this could be really different, just depending on the lighting. So you don't have to be a slave, to reality here. I mean, what is reality? Momentarily. Reality is just a momentary thing. So what's real for the jellyfish at one moment and one depth, and one time of the day is a different reality. So yeah, I just thought I would soften that up. And again, I see that my photo on the laptop does look a lot lighter than this guy, but I've just been having fun. And I hope you guys are having fun too. So if you have any questions about my course, you can ask me in the comments section, either now or in the replay, and I can get back to you. And if you're on my mailing list, you got an email, a couple emails from me lately, and I even share my phone number, which I'm not going to share here in public, but several people did call to ask some questions, because I'm happy to answer questions by phone. I'm on my computer so much that I kind of I'd rather just chat with somebody on the phone. I'm not very good at typing on texting. My eyes aren't good enough for texting. So I just like to chat on the phone. But yeah, aren't we just having fun here? I'm just kind of still feeling like maybe I want to get this a little bit lighter. I kind of went a little bit overboard with that. So sometimes it does help to kind of separate yourself from the artwork and be able to look at it more like a third person by looking at it either in the mirror. So sometimes I will put my a drawing I'm working on in the mirror and look at it, or I'll take a cell phone photo of it and look at that. Or as I'm doing right now, I'm looking at this video we're shooting on my laptop, and that's how I can kind of judge, because it's just sometimes we're sometimes too close emotionally to something when we're looking at it to really actually see it clearly. So it does help to do those little tricks sometimes. Okay. So anyway, remember that if you join my course, you get to download these other high resolution images to practice from, as well as watching, my 24 other workshops. And my new course also includes 2 bonus courses now. One of them is my bonus course on seashells. And some of you may have joined me for that a few months ago. It was a very popular course where I taught people all about the families of seashells. and had a bunch of really detailed, high quality handouts to help you identify seashells in the summertime. So that's one of the bonus courses in the Discover and Sketch Marine Life. And then the second bonus course I just added is called Foundational Drawing Skills. And I like having that as a bonus in a lot of my bigger courses so that people can get more of an in-depth background, because when I'm doing these demonstrations, you know, we're not starting from scratch always. I don't want to have to teach you the same thing over and over again. So the Discover Foundational Drawing Skills course gives you your foundations so that when you do these workshops, you'll kind of have a starting point. Look at the Monterey Bay Aquarium's live jelly cam. And so it's, you know, I always encourage people, once they've tried drawing something from a photograph and really studied its anatomy, to go ahead and draw something in real life, or at least from a webcam. So the Monterey Bay Aquarium has some really fun, beautiful webcams that are super inspiring that I suggest you check out. I hope you had fun participating with me today. And if you don't have these materials, I hope I inspired you to you know, check them out next time you get a chance to go to the art store and get some materials. So thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye-bye.